How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to go over recent news that has come out relating to the Laker team, which includes Victor Oladipo trade talk, Dion Waiters returning from injury, and the Heat injury report and how this might affect the way the Lakers are viewed if they win the NBA Finals. But before we get to the video, if you take the time to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, it would be greatly appreciated. And turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a video. Thank you. But anyway, we'll begin with talking about the Victor Oladipo trade talk that has been coming out lately. Earlier this week, it was being widely reported by the media that Oladipo confirmed that he was quote-unquote looking to move on from Indiana, and it was widely believed to be true, as Oladipo is in the final year of his contract with the team, and it doesn't sound like they'll be reaching any kind of contract agreement to keep Oladipo in Indiana long term. But then on Wednesday, Oladipo appeared on rapper Fat Joe's Instagram Live and shot down the rumors and denied that he wants to be traded out of Indiana. He claims that he is completely focused on fully recovering from his injury and isn't thinking about a trade at all. It is kind of hard to believe him when he says that he hasn't thought about a trade at all, considering all the rumors along with the team reportedly not valuing him very highly by offering him a lowball contract extension offer in late 2019. And along with that, there's a lot of uncertainty in Indiana right now. They currently don't have a head coach, and no one is really sure of their plans moving forward. They have a couple good young players signed long-term in Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon, but then again they've been involved in trade rumors for both Victor Oladipo and Miles Turner. And even though they have a good team, Indiana seems like sort of a mess right now. They fired who many people believed had been a good coach in Nate McMillan, and they haven't been able to keep a star player on their team long-term since Reggie Miller. And even though Victor Oladipo isn't on the same level as a guy like Paul George, he would be the second star player they've traded away in the past 5 years. And in Indiana, they don't get many opportunities to get guys with that talent level often on their team. And I do think that Indiana should give their team another shot next year with a new coach and with a potentially fully healthy young team that is capable of finishing top 4 in the East. They were a tough team in the bubble even without Sabonis or with Oladipo even being close to being fully healthy. I think they need to see how their team looks with a fully healthy Oladipo and Sabonis on it before pursuing a trade for him. Though, if you look at it from a different way, I would be lying if I said Indiana couldn't potentially get trades for Oladipo. Oladipo has already been linked to big-name teams like the Lakers, Warriors, and Celtics in the short time that his name has been in trade rumors during the past few months. Indiana could potentially pick and choose from championship contending teams that want to add Oladipo to their team and could maybe get a nice return deal for him. A few potential trade packages they could be getting Kyle Kuzma, Danny Green, and a first-round pick from the Lakers, or a trade deal involving the number 2 overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft from the Warriors, or there have been rumors of Boston wanting to swap Gordon Hayward for Oladipo along with giving a couple of the later draft picks they have for taking on Gordon Hayward's contract. Either way, you guys get the point. Oladipo has been involved in a lot of trade rumors lately, and it will be interesting to see what Indiana does with him after the NBA Finals. But what do you guys think? Would you want the Lakers to try and trade for Oladipo? And if you do, comment what you think would be a fair trade package to offer for him. Keep in mind that his salary is worth around $20 million a year, so Danny Green would have to be included to match it. But let me know what you think of Indiana potentially moving Oladipo. But now moving on to injury reports, and we'll talk about Dion Waiters reportedly being ready to return from his groin injury. And will this have a big impact on the NBA Finals? No, it likely won't. But what it could impact is his future with the team. If the Heat don't put up much of a fight due to injuries in the NBA Finals, there could potentially be some time for Dion Waiters to get playing time and show what he can do. Even if they're not blowing the Heat out, Coach Vogel may still throw in Dion to see if he can give the team any benefit. And while it's weird to think that in the NBA Finals the guy may be getting a tryout for next year, but if the Lakers do end up dominating the Heat the rest of the way, a guy like Dion Waiters really might have to use the minutes he gets as a tryout. He didn't really benefit the team the way a lot of people hoped he would when they brought him in, and a lot of that had to do with his injury, but even when he wasn't injured, he really couldn't find his role on the team. Coach Vogel prefers to use guys like Alex Caruso and Caldwell Pope, who are going to give you effort all game long while defending, as opposed to Dion Waiters, who might focus on defending here and there, but really is only looking to score the ball. And while we know that Dion Waiters can come off the bench and score, it doesn't help when he hurts the team chemistry on defense. And really, Dion doesn't have many options left in the NBA. When the Heat waived him off their team, the Lakers were the only team who really showed any interest in him. He is a great talent on offense, but if he can never show that he's capable of being committed while defending every game, it may make it hard for him to find another team. Though I do think he showed that he isn't a locker room problem while playing for LA like many people believed he was. He hasn't gotten regular minutes while being a Laker, even while he wasn't injured, and he hasn't complained at all about it. But overall, it's kind of hard to see Dion Waiters getting brought back next year if he doesn't get a chance to play in the NBA Finals. But what do you guys think? Should the Lakers give him a chance to play in the NBA Finals, and should they bring him back next year? Comment down below what you think. But now, we'll end by talking about the Heat and the injuries that ravaged their team in Game 1. Jimmy Butler rolled his ankle, Bam Adebayo re-aggravated his shoulder injury along with straining a muscle in his neck, and Goran Dragic tore a plantar fascia in his foot. Butler will play in Game 2, but both Adebayo and Dragic are doubtful to play. And it really is unfortunate that all of this happened to the Heat in one game, and let alone in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. They have a pretty deep team of guards and wing players, but they don't have anyone to replace Bam Adebayo. They play largely through Adebayo, and he is a huge reason for why the Heat made it to the NBA Finals in the first place. It is possible for him to play, but the Heat also have to think about the possibility of jeopardizing his future if he were to further aggravate his injury. And one player that comes to mind who was limited by a shoulder injury for multiple years of his career due to never letting it fully heal is Dwight Howard. Dwight hurt his shoulder at the end of his time while playing in Orlando, and due to never letting it properly heal, it bothered him into his time in Houston and probably was the reason for his career going downhill around that time. And while you know that Bam Adebayo will want to play, and theoretically could even play through the injury, should the team even risk it? Adebayo could be the future of the team for possibly the next decade, and a shoulder injury is one of the worst upper body injuries you could have in the NBA. It could potentially plague him for years going forward if he doesn't let it properly heal, or further damages it by possibly tearing a muscle or causing a shoulder labrum injury. I personally think that we will likely see him again in the NBA Finals, even if it's not in Game 2, but I really don't want to see him get injured. I want a competitive NBA Finals more than anything, but at the same time, Adebayo is looking like he is only entering his prime, and an injury could really hurt that. We've seen what happened in the NBA Finals last year when Kevin Durant came back too early from injury. But overall, that is unfortunately how the injury report looks for the Miami Heat. Butler will play, but the team has to make a tough choice with Adebayo and Dragic. Now it could hurt them moving forward. But what do you guys think? Should the Heat let Adebayo play and risk further injuring him going forward to have a shot at winning the NBA Finals? Or should they hold him out and basically admit defeat? Comment down below what you think about all of this and we can talk about it there. But I think that'll do it for this video. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, thank you for watching.